Welcome everyone. So let's continue from where we left. The aspect of this Mahahulovada sutta is for the whole day, meaning to contemplate as far as possible on the whole day. So just want to take a moment to explain about. I've been getting question on samadhi, so I thought let me explain. Especially with Karu, he had a lot of questions. So in case if he sees this video later, that would help him. So there is this samadhi, and we take the precepts. I One thing we need to see is how are we practicing the precept. That has samadhi in that. Let's say we take panati pata veramani sikha padam samadhiyami. So if you take that, leave the panati pata. Veramani means entertaining. So I'm not going to entertain. Ramani is to entertain. Veramani is not to entertain. Sikha pada is to learn. Now the question comes, how do you learn? What is your process of learning? First thing. Samadhiyami. This is an important aspect. That means for the whole day till the night, we should be able to remain in that state of what? Non-killing. It's not about
That
I do a
that is
gatha.
called that is
Yes.
also called samahito viharati, right?
Yes.
Samahito.
Yes. So samadhi, if you were to understand, is from two words sama and adi. Sama is equal and adi is to stay, to be in a state which he gives you an equanimous attitude towards life in general. Yes.
I think because you have not posted on a WhatsApp group, this IRU and other people might not be aware that we are meeting.
One. You're right. I'll just put we have started. Let's see.
Yeah.
They know it every day we're meeting anyway. Yes. So it is from two words sama and adi. Sama is equal, same, equanimous, whatever we would like to call in English. Adi is to stay, to be in a place which will not shake. Another way to see it is avikip, undistracted. So the mind stays in an undistracted manner. Now, if a mosquito is to fly, or if a cockroach were to come, if an ant is coming, or if something is coming, what is my nature over it? If I am in panati pata, then I will do something about it. Something about I can lift it, throw it away, or I can put on the fan if this mosquito flying. Something I can do which the mosquito cannot do. Mosquito is coming for food, but I have choice. I can wear something, I can walk away, I can do various things, but that mosquito cannot do. Basically, here I am using my discriminatory power. That is, I am having that samadhi state where I am not going to unconsciously just take my hand and that's it. That I am not going to do. Other than that, I might be doing 100 different things to get rid of that mosquito or an ant or whatever it is, because my mind is in a state of equanimity towards all living beings. That's the practice, is to see whether I feel like killing. And that is what he explains in the Dveda Vitakka Sutta, that you get two thoughts, you have to force that thought asking you to kill or to harm, and put this thought of non harming and non killing. That's a samadhi. So the basic aim of a sotapanna, where to take, is to follow 5 precepts without breaking them by analyzing what should be done, yoniso manasikara, against ayoniso manasikara. So to get into samadhi, there are 4 steps. First step is focus, second step is attention, third step is the awareness, and the fourth step is mindfulness. In what we spoke in 4 things in English correspond to 2 things in Pali. One is manasikara, second one is sati. Sati has 2 aspects to it. One aspect is to be aware, second aspect is to be mindful in sati. And if we take the first part, focus and attention, focusing and attention is there in manasikara. So manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. All dhammas, whatever experience, emotion, thoughts, feelings, objects, objectification, identification, whatever can come is all dhamma. So basically, when I see a mosquito coming, or I see a ant coming, or a cockroach coming, or a lizard coming, or whatever is coming, immediately there is a manasikara. It just runs towards that, and it sees a threat that this mosquito or this whatever lizard or cockroach or whatever has come, it is going to do something to me, or to my room, or to my home, or whatever it is. Okay, so the basic thing is to have yoniso manasikara, which will be having 2 things: focus, attention. In yoniso, that means I am having a discretionary thought that, wait, I should not be doing this. That poor thing doesn't know that it has entered my room. I need to do something to take it out. That's correct. I need to do something about it, because if I leave it here, it is going to do damaging. Going to be damaging. Or it might cut the wire. It might do something. Let's say a rat has come or something has come and bite, but it doesn't know it's going to bite the wire. Because for it, anything that can be eaten, it's coming here. So basically, my samadhi, if I were to say, now I'm focusing, that is manasikara. The manasikara is the focus and attention, and then I become aware. Aware of what? Aware of panati pata veramani sikha padam samadhiyami. In that panati pata, I will not do. How do I learn it? By being aware of it. Aware of what? Aware of what happens if I were to kill it. In my next life or future or whenever, whatever, the condition matches, what is going to happen. So immediately there is a repulsive tendency created in the mind, the chitta lets go of the harm feel. Come. And in its place, metta appears and karuna appears. And I am in samadhi. So there's a michcha samadhi, samma samadhi. For killing that animal, I need to use michcha samadhi. Samadhi is required. And for protecting that very thing, again samadhi is required. So samadhiyami is going to be there, irrespective of whether I am doing this or I am doing that. But I am using yoniso manasikara, thoughtful reflection on what should be done and what should not be done. And hence, no panati pata. Same thing with adinna dana. Same thing with kameshu michachara, then musavada, and the surameraya majjapamadatthana. If I am able to stay like this for a long period of time, the samadhi portion, that is sila samadhi panya, in that indriya gutta dvara, that is indriya samvara, starts to happen. Since I am able to stop the bad deeds, that is the So 10 dasa akusala, 10 immoral. I have taken 1, 2, and 3 of the body. Fourth one is speech. Then fifth one is a combination of the body and the mind, is Suramereya Majjapama Datthan. I've taken 3 precepts or 3 akusala of the body, 1 akusala of the speech, and 1 which creates pamada. Pamada means carelessness.
Impacting the sati.
Pardon?
Pramada impacts sati, right?
Yes, pamada impacts sati. So it will not make you become aware. It will make you get into heedlessness, or it makes you feel careless, or you feel, it's okay. So for that reason, we are not having liquor or anything of that, drugs, including feeling very elevated when somebody praises and all that. In fact, that is one of the dhatu. When we look at the Sankhara Loka, that is one of the dhatu. Let's not deviate on the point. So basically, the samadhi, if we were to take, is a 2 samadhi. One is a samma samadhi, one is a miccha samadhi. For doing anything at all, we will be doing focusing. Focus creates attention, become aware of that object, and as far as possible, till the work is completed, we will be in manasikara. So if you were to look at the sati, involves pajanana, sampajanya, both are part of sati. So when we say aware, sati, pajanana is also sati, sampajanya is also sati. Now, what is the difference here? Difference here is in terms of, if it is sampajanya, like watching everything as a witness, just a witness. You're witnessing, nothing else. You're not reacting. You're witnessing like you're witnessing someone. That is sampajanya. Sampajanakari hoti is when the person is witnessing without judging anything, doing anything. So the Indriya Gutta Dwara has been completely mastered, then the Sampajanya happens. When I am learning how to do it, I need to be aware. Pajanana. Janana is also there in Hindi, to know. Pajanana is to completely know. There is an interest, chanda. You use that chanda, iddipada, to know what it is. Is in one of the iddipada, which is part of the 37 factors of awakening, chandam arabhati. And he will put his energy, viryam, so like that. So without interest, you can't do anything. Chandamulaka avuso sabbe dhamma, manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma. When there is a focus, there is an interest, the chanda comes. Then it takes that chanda into kama chanda or nekkhamma. Same chanda, no different. Kama chanda or khamma. Nekkhamma is renunciation. Kama chanda is enjoyment of senses because of the interest. Manasikara sambhava sabbe dhamma is the manasikara. Now the ayonisa manasikara goes in search of that object. That is focus, attention, manasikara. That gives you the awareness of that object. Now this is a ichha sati, not samma sati. So it immediately recognizes the person sitting here is vilas. Mindful. Anytime the name is called vilas, it reacts. This is michcha samadhi. Sati leading to samadhi. So if you take samma ditti, samma sankappo, samma vacha, like that, it becomes michcha ditti, michcha sankappo, michcha vacha, michcha kammanto. michcha ajivo, michcha vāyamo, michcha sati, michcha samādhi. Why? Because the reflection, the reflective surface is showing someone not truly there because it is michcha. It gives a wrong input. So the feeling, Vedana, has created a wrong input, is sanya. So sanya vedete nirodha is a state when you see things as they are. Yatha bhuta jnana darsana. So aspect of sotapanna is to complete the precept without breaking it because he or she understands it. Then avecha pasada. Avecha pasada is experiential way of Buddha Dhamma. The Dhamma Sangha is experience. And you get aha moments and wow moments and awakening. That's called as an instant awakening, insight, whatever you would like to call that as. Once that happens, Sikicha is gone, Silabatta Paramasa is immediately removed, giving rise to an investigation, Vipassana or Vipassana, driving into the Anupassana of what? What is Rupa? What is Vedana? What is Sanya, Sankhara, and Vijnana? When that happens, the mind let go of the Upadana too. The Upadana is not there. You no longer feel I am Vilas, or rather, I no longer feel I am Vilas. Feel this is Rupa, iti Rupa. Iti Rupa sa samudayo. Ahara samudayo, Rupa samudayo. That I understand. Ahara nirodho, Rupa nirodho. Like that, I start understanding. That is pajanana. I know it. That is part of sati. Then I will be in samadhi. That is, anytime I see anything, any object, it brings me this experience in the chitta that earlier what I was calling as vilas is a conditioned reality, sankata dhatu. Whereas what really is asankata, condition. If I were to put my yoniso manasikara, I can see the same object, which was sankata, into asankata. Now, if I am able to maintain that mindfulness, that is sati sampajanya happening, that little bit time I am having that, little bit time, whenever it happens, little bit, little bit, little bit. The first time it happens, it has created a state of sotapanna because I am able to establish sati. I'm able to establish sila and I'm able to establish the Buddha Dhamma Sangha in my heart. Now, having passed that state, okay, now coming into the Sakadagami state, Anugami, Sakadagami, Anugami state, what happens is that the Indriya Gutta Dvara I will be able to protect. That is Animitta, that is no symbols, no signs, and Nana Byanjana, that is describing it in various ways. So if I take this body, now that I've given up the Upadana, okay, I can clearly see this body and compare with the wall behind or the chair and find no difference. So what is happening in this sutta when Rahula asks the Buddha gives him, have you seen the hair? Have you seen this hair? He gives kesa, loma, nakha, danta, tacho, mamsam, etc. And then he says, don't you see this patavi dhatu? Samma panyaya. Samma is proper. Panyaya. Panya is prajna, wisdom. Can you not see it with wisdom? that this face, what you are referring to as mind, is indeed a combination of 20 things, which is all made out of Patavi. Don't you feel that isn't it Patavi? And he says, yes, I do feel. Can you not now bring that awareness, sati, to sampajanya, observing like a third party and looking at that wall or this chair and this body? Keep on comparing as much as you want to see that anything you find a difference between this body and the chair and that wall. If you don't find any difference at all, it means you have discerned or you have literally penetrated to the Patavi dhatu. And hence there is no internal Patavi dhatu and external Patavi dhatu. Ajjatta Bahidda is removed. Ajjatta Bahidda is removed. Along with that, the space thing, that is the gross Olarika Sukuma, Ina Panita, Santi Ture, goes away. And there's nothing called as earlier Patavi dhatu, now Patavi dhatu, future Patavi dhatu. It's only dhatu. So what he explained over there as Rupa, the Atita Anagata Pachuppanna Jatta Bahidda Olarika Sukuma Ina Panita, then Ture Santike. Yes.
Just I was thinking that when we break this rupa like this, when we break the rupa into dhatus like this, and it really happens, ajjatam bahidda, at that moment, can we say nama rupa is decomposed, and that's why paticca samutpada cycle is also for that moment it stopped.
Okay. See, the thing is like this. Let's not go there about Nama
Okay.
Rupa because that adds another dimension to it. Yes, you're right. If you were to ask me, the Nama Rupa gets broken, yes. Will it enter into Patisamutpada? Yes. 100% yes. But let's go from Rahula viewpoint. So now like that, I need to do about Patavi, Apo, and now we come into Tejo. So Patavi, Apo is gross. You can see, you can sense, you can observe, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Whereas Tejo is slightly difficult. Now I'll tell you why it is difficult. He says there, if I were to the Pali, he says there, Santapati. Santapa. Tapa is heating up. Santapa is extremely heating up. Fever. Like what I've got, what my wife and son had got or has got is Santapa. It burns up. What burns up? Anywhere there is a fat, the body, it burns that up. So my wife look smaller, and my son, I take him to be my son, Nama, and a relationship added to it as my son, Adhivachana. I take that, Patigga Samphassa, that is when it strikes through, when this 5 elements strikes through me, the Nama and Rupa, Adhivachana Samphassa, Patigga Samphassa, it strikes what I see, shrunken body. So what do I say? I use Adhivachana to say, hey son, you have become lean. He has not become lean. The Santapa has removed the fat. The fat has got watered away. Just like there is a, you take a candle, it's hard, solid. You put light. After a few minutes, it starts to water out. Same thing with ghee. Same thing with butter. Same with our body. Wherever the fat deposit is, medha, if it's touched with heat, it totally becomes water. This phenomena, this quality has to be seen. When I'm sweating, it's what is happening. There is heat getting generated. External heat, internal heat are both the same. There's nothing called my heat. I am feeling heated. No, that is adivachana. Due to fatigue, striking. So the object strikes. What object strikes? The heat strikes onto this body, and hence there is a feeling of heat. Not my heat, feeling of heat. And to define that, I use adivachana sampasa, describe that I am feeling hot. The first thing we need to see. Santapa jiriyati. Jirana. Now, in every rupa, it is Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vāyo, there is 4 things which we spoke about. One is Pachaya, integration, Santati, culmination or bringing together, balanced. This body is balanced by eating. Till that is exhausted, you feel full. This Santati. Jarata or Jiranata, decayedness, that is exhaustion of it. So, Jirayati, the fire job is to burn it. It's a fuel supposed to burn it. Burns it. So it exhausts it. Whatever it has come. As Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vāyo, all the 4, it burns. It extracts from there. So it becomes whatever it should become. It doesn't remain the same. And hence the face and other things will start. Even in the plants, they look young and slowly it becomes aged look. Why? Because the fire keeps on eating it. Okay? Paridhyati. So it literally not only warms in Santapati, it's boiling as though feverish. So what's the difference here? It first warms here, temperature goes slightly up. Here it is boiling. So it boils the blood also. When it boils the blood, it loses its shape. The blood loses shape, so all the nutrients are burnt, and hence the person becomes tired. The so-called person is a tired body. That's a 4th one. Asthita, pita, khayata, sayata. It is asita. Asita is when you put in the mouth. Pita, drinking. Sayata, when it is getting into the stomach. Khayata, sayata. Khaya is to eat. How? That is in Hindi and all Indian languages. So eating and digesting. All these 4 is done by the fire or the Tejo. The moment you put in the tongue, the taste comes out. That creation of the taste, that is removing something from that substance and giving this taste information is vijnana. But when you put in the mouth and it disintegrating is what is done by the Tejo. So anything we put in the mouth, it disintegrates in an instant. So the in the tongue, the receptors have that acid. It's also called as pitta. Immediately comes out, disintegrates, and then start to chew, goes inside. Asita, pita, khayata, sayata. Four states in eating and drinking. Samma parinamam gacchati. Samma parinama. It doesn't make, let me burn this more, let me burn this less, like that. It evenly burns out. Parinama, expected. What? Putrefaction. Completely putrefies. Saliva also has acid, putrefies, and it goes inside. And there it starts to completely get disintegrated, and secretion of the nutrients happen because Tejo has oja. It removes the ojas, throws this out. That's what is there in this body. If somebody is looking really shining, his ojas is good. That means his nutrients is good. So when we say a person is healthy, what it means is that he is able to digest the food. Okay. That's the. Then he says anything that apart from this, which is hot, fiery, whatever you feel, is Tejo. Tejo does the same thing outside. If you're putting a trash, you're burning it, it does exactly the same. No difference. It takes out nutrients. Pure. So it starts burning. The moment the fuel is ended, it stops burning. Fuel has nutrients, extracts the ojas. Out of the upadaya rupa, Tejo has ojas. Patvi as, varna, color. Then Apo has rasa. Now we are in Tejo, it has this aspect of ojas, nutrients. Then we come into the Vāyo. So he says, Uddhangama Vata. Uddhangama Vata is air that comes from here, comes up. And it always comes up. Either as a burping sensation or whatever it is, you have some movement of the Vata happening from this esophagus, nose to every part of this top. Uddhangama Vata. Adhogama Vata goes down. So in the vowel moments, after it finishes, you might get farting. That sound, that vata is adhogama vata. Up and goes down. So in Sanskrit it is pranapana. Prana is the top portion and apana is the bottom. Then kuchishaya. Kucha is stomach. So kuchi vata. This vata is within the stomach. So it starts to. Then vata. That means in the bowels, large intestine. Vata is the large intestine. Vata Sayavata is one which is established in large intestine. You have wind, or Vata is roughly translated in English as wind, but of the Pitta Kapha, Vata Pitta Kapha, this is Vata what we're talking about. So it goes into every places. So that is the next one, Anga Manganu Sarani. That is, Anga is the body. Going up, going down inside the body in each place where it finds and moves the blood and everything into a circulation is this Anga Manganu Sarino Vata. Finally, Asapas, in breath, out breath. These are the 6 Vatas. You can observe. There's no person. All are Vata only. Outside also the same thing. Inside also the same thing. In this room, there is Vata. Outside this, my house, there is Vata. In outside this room also there is Vata. In each person I am naming them, there is Vata. The person sitting here, there is Vata. I need to contemplate like that. Is there an internal Vata and external Vata? Is an absolute Vata for myself and absolute Vata for whatever persons I am naming? If I don't find, that means it's just Vata. So what we did Patavi, Apo, Tejo, Vāyo. Yes, Sachin, you wanted to say something. Look like. No? Okay. Then the last one we are going to use is the space element. This is Ākāsa. To do this, if we were to do it perfectly, we'll get into Ākāsañcāyatana immediate, just then, because you would have removed the solidity, manasikara of that, and manasikara of infinite.
Alankar want to ask.
Yes, Alankar, sorry.
So with Vata, like you said, it's outside, inside, but is it the same thing then when we are comparing like the air, the actual air, say from the ceiling fan or from the wind outside,
Yes.
that and what is moving inside, that would be the same thing again?
Yes, absolutely. Whether it is by breeze
Okay.
or by fan or by whatever mode, it's only Vata. Air.
Hmm.
Air has, it's a good question. Air has 3
Okay.
properties.
And
Yes, go ahead. Yes, Alankar, go ahead.
okay, you finish this. So
No, you finish. Then I will add both of them.
no, the other question is regard. Okay, the other question is, why do we ascribe nutrients to Tejo? Like, is it because it breaks down the substance and makes whatever is available to the body? Is that why the nutrients is
No, you
quality of it
forget
with
that.
Tejo?
You forget that for time being. Let's take a paper or a leaf. Collect leaves. This is an experiment you need to do. Don't take it on face value. Take a set of leaves fallen on the ground. Take that and light it up. And you see what all comes out. First, there will be a sticky thing which comes out. Rasa will come out. And the solidity starts to melt out. That rasa comes out. Then there will be some movements happening like this on the leaf. And you can see literally the nutrients coming out of that. You'll not only get the smell, gandha, it is vata has gandha, but when you touch it, you will have some kind of tangible thing before it turns itself into a, what we can say, carbon, before it becomes black. You'll find these nutrients coming out. If you were to take a microscope and to see it, you'll find lot of nutrients. nutrients as in different elements. Okay. And since at that time of the Buddha, we didn't have anything called as electron microscope or microscope or the periodic table, etc., to say that what nutrient it is it oxygen or chlorine, fluorine, carbon, all of that combinations, including phosphorus, sulfur. You can see these things, these properties inside that. The same property is inside this body. You can't have less calcium, more calcium. You can't have less phosphorus, more phosphorus. You can't have less sulfur and more sulfur. Like that. All the elements, what you find outside, is there inside. Exactly the same. That's a nutrient. So the fire has the ability to remove that, bring it up. That's the reason you can put the gold to a furnace and get that shine. You burn the rock and comes out as a liquid metal, shining. It is gold. So isn't it removing something, make it something? In the same way, when we eat, it exactly does it. Yeah, Alankar, have I answered?
Yes. And you were explaining that vata and air. And
I'm splitting what?
the other question, the comparison of the air outside and within, like
The
the
same,
same thing I asked you.
the same thing, right? So now, from whichever source you call it as, so it has three characteristics. Vata has three characteristics. One is movement. That's the first characteristics of Vata. It moves. And it can make anything move along with it. It can move the fire, it can move the pathavi, it can move the apo also. The flowing is there in water, but this pushes and there is a movement. Same thing in the body. Blood is either thick or watery, but the movement created by the vata. If I am sitting like this, the blood is coming from the legs to the heart against gravity. It requires vata. The first quality is movement. Second quality is to change the course. It changes the course. As what? As a breeze or as the wind. Change course. Third important thing, what the vata can do is it has force of its own. And when it forces on the body, what happens? Capillaries will burst. So when we are saying heart, in the heart, the blood pressure, the pressure is the force we are trying to see. So three things which it has. It moves, it can become a breeze and a wind. If it is breeze, very nice. Feel very good. Outside breeze. Inside also, if there is nice movement of it, there's no problem. But it becomes windy. So when people get the giddiness, it is windy in the head. It starts to turn itself. Course is changed. Person says that I don't know what's happening. My head is spinning. Why? The air is spinning. My wife experiences it every now and then. Now it is reduced, but she has the wind. So when the vata pitta dosha, she has the vata dosha and the pitta dosha. The medicine what we give going to make that vata from a wind fashion to breeze, and pitta which created that fire. Along with the fire, this became windy. So you have to bring the fire down. So the pitta has to be brought down. So we have to attack two places. One is reduce that wind and reduce the pitta, which is the fire. You add both of them like this. Fire enters into the spiral, like something is caught up inside. Now it catches up, gets its own power. Fire has power, but wind has its own power. It's huge power. When it starts turning, it creates the friction, and the more and more fire will increase. So it looks like this, spins. Okay, so these are three things what you can observe in a vata. The objective is to watch Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and finally Ākāsa. Two are subtle, which we spoke about, that is the fire and or the Tejo and Vayu. But the subtlest of it is Ākāsa. Get it? You are in the first Arupa Jhana, Ākāsananchayatan. Beautiful state to be in, where you'll see in the Ākāsa phase, first thing which comes up is Vata. The next one which takes its place is Tejo. The next one which takes its place is Apo. Finally, like the core, is this Pathavi. So if you were to let go of it, Manasikara, immediately you enter into Ākāsa. And you get Ākāsa Ananchayatan, infinite space. Why? Now these four elements are not held in the mind. So you're done amanasikaro, amanasikara. Removed this from the mind. Physically it is there, like that wall or this chair or whatever. But in the mind, it doesn't hold on to the Apo, Tejo, Vayo, and so the first within the space, what it includes? It includes Vayu. Same here. In the space, there is Vayu. There is Vayu here. First. And then you can feel the temperature, hot or cold, Tejo. Then here or wherever it comes as rain outside and it comes as sweat here, this Apo. Then this Pathavi. The Pathavi has to be shaken in the Ākāsa, then it requires Vayu because it has the power, movement, move something. Then Tejo, it has to heat up because when you heat up, Pathavi lets go of its property of hardness and softness, becomes powder. Then you require Apo. You need to put that Apo to make it wet. That means it loses its power. So in the Mahahulovada Upama Sutta, Sariputta explains beautifully this phenomenon. He says, just imagine you're seeing a village and a flood is coming. It pulls that entire village away. Haven't we seen it? I've seen it. Like tsunami. That's an experience. So what tsunami has? Space, Vayu has movement, it moves. The water is just flowing, but it brings in the power of movement. Starts to roll. And what it does? Pathavi is completely removed of its Pathavi. Like the landslide. Again, you can watch. The mountain has taken place. Okay? There is, if nothing is happening, mountain remains as a mountain. Pathavi remains as a Pathavi. Now there is this space it has taken. So the movement happens in the mountain. And it starts to move and move and move and move. And it creates friction. Creates friction. Tejo will take over. Then immediately the water will start to move. And the solid was holding it because it was held into place by cohesion, is the part of the water or the apo. Now it lets go of it. So the Pathavi, which was coming together like this, comes no longer Pathavi. Body also same. So if you watch it this way, what happens? You will lose the perception, sanya of Ajjatta Bahidda. That's the only thing that needs to be done. The moment you do that, Nibbidda happens then and there. Now, when Nibbidda happens, you will not get attached any longer because now you don't see this as anything different. So the Viraga happens, Nirodha happens, Upasamaya happens, Abhinyaya happens, Sambodhaya happens. And you are in Nibbana. It's straightforward, easy. This sutta is so easy to get into Nibbana. We need to know how to work it out. That's all. So now you need to work. Work means this is the vipassana we need to do. Create a samatha. Then really see what is happening in the body, what is happening outside, what is happening in the body, what is happening outside all the time. Then it is gone. Now come to the space. 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, below anus, 5th space, private parts. If I were to constantly look at this nose, ears, mouth, whenever I see somebody, that's it. Nibbidda happens. Because in this thing, Vāyo, apo, temperature, first temperature, and apo, and seems to be solid. This is kept in place as long as the vata doesn't interfere. If vata interferes, it creates space between the teeth and the teeth will start to shake. Why? Because vata is interfering. Becoming windy, shakes up. What shakes up? It shakes up the Pathavi through fire. So there is a vibration which is happening. Vibrate, it heats up. When it heats up, it increases it expands. Heat expands. Anything that is solid, it will expand. Heat expands, air will go inside. Vata. So this teeth will become totally shaky. All of a sudden, that person is eating something. 5, 6 teeth is out. You can observe. Jiranata is seen. Jarata is seen. Of what? Not me. Of this Pathavi, Apo, Tejo, Vāyo. In Ākāsa. This has held the space. The teeth is holding the space. If it shakes up, space is good. So what happens? Somebody having no teeth. Immediately what happens to his mouth? because vata will push it inside. So this jaw has the teeth, so it is looking filled up. Looks nice. But if the jaw remains and the teeth goes away, like this. Now when he speaks, what happens? One thing happens. Because there are no teeth, the sound will not enter through this. It becomes very difficult to understand what the person is saying. So this voice which is coming is held into check by the teeth and tongue. So we can observe all of this. Then you get viraga. Why? Because nothing is yours. So viraga, nirodha, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbana. Now we again get into nibbana. Because you don't get any one of these. It's not yours. So anatta lakhana can be seen. And because anatta lakhana can be seen, you can see the dukkha by holding it as mine. Hence you can penetrate into anicca. So the sanya, what you get is anicca sanya. So anicca sanya, anatta sanya, asubha sanya, like that in the Girimananda Sutta, 10 sanya, dasa sanya, you will experience. So through this sutta, what we are talking about, we can enter into that state. This is how one needs to truly see the things as they are and what he has to do. Eso na mama, eso na aham asmi, eso me atta. Why? In the space there is wind. I did not bring the space, nor I did not bring the wind. In the wind, fire. But I brought fire. Or I brought Tejo. Did not bring. In that apo, like Sachin is drinking water, it has temperature right there. Either it will be cold or it will be warm. So, what is happening? Jiranata can be seen. He wouldn't have been drinking water if it was not having the jiranata, jarata. Got exhausted. How? The air inside his room is pulling out the water. Through what? Through fire. Tejo. So it was taken space. Now the space is relieved. So now he has to fill up his mouth with water to fill up back. So what are you doing? Gets out, fill it. Gets out, you fill it. Like that. So you get into nibbidha. Nibbidhaya, viragaya, nirodhaya, upasamaya, abhinyaya, sambodhaya, nibbana. All the 7. When we see truly like this, then your mind is at peace. Next, tomorrow when we take, we're going to take how to meditate on earth, how to meditate on water, how to meditate on fire, how to meditate on air, how to meditate on space. Fine. And day after tomorrow, we meet, we are going to look at metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, anicchata. And then hopefully we start on the anapanasati. I'm saying hopefully, because by that time our sila, samadhi should have got established. Get into the anapanasati. Yep, so I'm done for today. Any questions, Alankar, Sachin, Anusha?
Nothing from me, thank you.
Okay, then good night, Anusha. It's not good night, it's still afternoon, sorry. So very good afternoon to you and for 3 of us who are in India. Good morning. Meet tomorrow, 8:30, same time.
Okay, thank you. Tewan Saranay,
Yeah,
everyone.
Bye bye.